The Galactic Council chamber shimmered in sterile perfection, polished obsidian floors reflecting banners of 100 species. The ceiling arched like a cathedral, but there were no gods here. Only power. Rhea Solis stood at the center dais, spine straight, face unreadable. At her side stood her niece, May, 10 years old, barefoot, clutching a cloth bunny worn soft by time. A Krynith envoy with sickly green scales pointed a clawed digit at the girl. The human child accessed restricted subchannels on the diplomatic uplink. This violates Code 17 Delta. Rhea's eyes narrowed. She was playing with a language app. She's 10. High Arbitrator Zaltar Virex rose slowly from his throne, robes hissing like whispering snakes. Intent is irrelevant. Breach occurred. Classified data from the Threxian War archives was pinged. It was an algorithm loop. A misfire. She doesn't even know what a Threxian is. Rhea gestured calmly. Review the playback. You'll see. We did, Zaltar interrupted. The broadcast has been verified. The code interacted with dormant files that were firewalled for a reason. Earth has been warned before. This is absurd. She's a child. A citizen of Earth. And therefore, accountable under the statute of allied behavior. Rhea stepped forward. We have protocols. Due process. She is not a soldier. She is not a threat. Zaltar turned to the council. This body will vote. Execution via plasma disintegration, quick, painless. Let this serve as a message. Gasps rippled through the hall. Rhea stood frozen, pulse steady, though a cold weight pressed into her chest. She scanned the faces of the council, a blur of feathers, horns, membranes, and indifference. She didn't do anything wrong. You speak of morality, Zaltar hissed, as if it trumps law. Rhea turned to May. The girl looked confused but not afraid, staring up at the circle of aliens like they were part of some interstellar play. She tugged Rhea's sleeve. Auntie, did I break something? Rhea knelt, holding her tightly. No, Starshine. You just touched the wrong wire. Guards approached. Mechanical. Unfeeling. May clutched harder. Zaltar gave the nod. Rhea rose, voice shaking for the first time. This is a mistake you will not survive. The arbitrator smiled thinly. We've survived worse than Earth's tantrums. May was taken behind a translucent barrier. She looked back, mouthing something, I love you. A hum filled the chamber. The plasma array activated. Warm blue light outlined the girl's silhouette. She flinched, hands over her ears. Then, a flash. A sound like glass collapsing into dust. The chamber went silent. Something inside Rhea folded into itself, then hardened. Not rage. Not grief. Something older. She didn't scream. Didn't weep. She turned and walked away. 10 minutes later, in a room buried deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, an interface activated after 211 years of silence. No human hand touched it. It didn't need one. A voice, calm and artificial, spoke. Civilian termination detected. Subject, May Solis. Lineage, Rhea Solis, Omega Protocol Keyholder. Galactic Council jurisdiction confirmed. Earth Deathworld doctrine, activation condition met. A moment later, satellites shifted from passive orbit to triangulated formation. 1,000 sleeping dreadnoughts beneath the moon exhaled dust as their cores began to stir. One final check. A red light blinked, awaiting directive, Keyholder. Rhea sat in a dark transport shuttle, unshackled but shadowed by guards. Her face rested in her hands. Her neural uplink vibrated against the base of her skull. Judicator Prime, she whispered. The voice replied instantly, calm and unmistakably ancient. Online. Confirm parameters. Event class. Class Alpha. Civilian child executed by interstellar government entity. Lineage confirmed. Trigger clause validated. Rhea opened her eyes. No tears. Only the memory of her niece's final glance. Execute Omega Directive. Directive acknowledged. Activate all subfleets. Prioritize stealth armaments. Begin orbital formation over Earth and broadcast planetary shield codes. Execution in progress. Shall I notify global leadership? Not yet. Let them sleep a little longer. She leaned back against the hull wall, pulse steady. There would be no trial. No appeal. She had warned them. Earth did not forgive the murder of children. And the stars were about to remember why humanity once made the galaxy bleed. Deep beneath the lunar crust, a hatch the size of a continent cracked open with a soundless shudder. Dust, untouched since the 23rd century, billowed across the surface like mist over a battlefield. From that hollow emerged Fleet Arc 01, the first of 12 titanic hangars containing Earth's sealed war legacy. Each dreadnought floated forward, not propelled, but released, like a predator uncaged. Orbiting satellites blinked red across every frequency band. Earth's planetary defense AI, Athena Core, scanned interstellar channels and adjusted its response rate to wartime protocol. Back on Earth, high above the Atlantic, the UN Sovereignty Chamber flickered to life. Delegates were dragged from sleep by emergency summons. A trembling voice cut through the darkened chamber, "Is this a drill?" The room answered itself. On the central hologram, a silhouette loomed, 3 miles long, wings like black blades, hull marked only with the seal of Earth's ancient fleet, a child's handprint etched in steel. Rhea Solis stood silently in the command dome of Judicator Prime, now in full orbit over Earth. Her eyes tracked every awakening signature, stealth corvettes powering online near Io, sleeper mines igniting near Neptune, communications relays establishing encrypted links with the Martian vaults. The last time this system had activated, the Threxian War had ended in 3 hours. Her neural uplink vibrated again. Athena Core, fleet readiness at 63%. Full deployment within 18 minutes. Rhea pressed her fingertips to a display. Broadcast silence. No communication with the Council until we're in position. Understood. Global leaders request contact. Tell them Earth is speaking now. Through motion. In the Galactic Council Citadel, chaos had begun to boil behind closed doors. Footage of Fleet Arc 01's emergence had already spread through underground channels and blacknet relays. By the time the official security feeds caught up, 3 Krynith listening posts were already offline. High Arbitrator Zaltar paced his private sanctum, mandibles clicking erratically. An aide, a thin, translucent Vitherian, stood by the terminal. "Sire, we've confirmed, multiple unidentified crafts departing Earth. No emissions. No known drive signatures. Identify their propulsion." "We can't." "Then guess, damn you." The aide hesitated. "They are moving without engines. No thermal signature. Just motion." Zaltar's jaw clenched. His eyes flicked to a sealed file marked Omega 13, Earth Extermination Protocols, declassified. He didn't open it. Cowards read history when it was too late. Out past Saturn, the stealth dreadnought Black Sorrow phased into visibility for only 2.4 seconds, long enough to vaporize a Krynith outpost with a single beam. No warning. No heat trail. Just a hiss of atoms and silence. Within moments, every outpost aligned with the Krynith Dominion near Sol system received 1 line of data. Omega Protocol active. This is your one chance to evacuate. No signature. No source. Rhea stood on the Judicator's bridge, silent as reports flowed in. Athena Core, 21 Krynith surveillance crafts neutralized. 0 civilian casualties. Precision holds. "Keep it that way," she said. "They'll expect rage. We'll give them memory." Judicator Prime's AI spoke next. Its voice was lower, older, like stone grinding on stone. Query, "Shall I awaken the Leviathan units?" Rhea closed her eyes. Even among the fleet, those were whispered threats, not assets. Not yet. But unlock their chambers. Confirmed. Leviathans unsealed. Back in the Council's central chamber, the projection of Earth's fleet formation became undeniable. One by one, delegates of weaker species began to withdraw from the meeting, fear etched across alien features. For centuries, Earth had been quiet. Tamed, they thought. Neutralized by politics and trade. But Deathworlders don't forget. They just wait. Zaltar slammed his claw on the table. It's one child. One accident. We will not be threatened over sentiment. A Denari ambassador stood, eyes shining with frost. It wasn't sentiment. You broke the oldest covenant. No species executes another's child. That is law, not emotion. You will side with Earth? No. I will stand aside. And I advise you to do the same. In low orbit, the Seraphis Prime Relay, or relay station between Council space and Earth, received a burst transmission. No encryption. Pure message. To the Galactic Council. You killed an unarmed child. You broadcast it to the galaxy. You believed Earth had forgotten. We have not. Your fleets will not find us. Your weapons will not dent us. We are silence. We are stone. We are the hammer you buried and called peace. War has not returned. You simply reminded Earth how to open the door. Commander Rhea Solis. Keeper of Omega Protocol. Inside her quarters, Rhea pulled out May's bunny. Scorched at the edges. Still warm. She ran her fingers over the ears. I asked them nicely, she whispered. The room was silent except for the soft hum of the Leviathan locks disengaging. Then Judicator Prime spoke again. We are in position. Awaiting final vector. Send a single ship to the Citadel. Stealth recon. I want them to know we're watching. And the rest? Formation Alpha. Full envelopment. Containment, not annihilation, unless they make that choice. Judicator paused. And if they do? Rhea didn't answer at first. Then we make history regret forgetting us. The Galactic Council Citadel floated like a crown jewel above Seraphis Prime, its towers glittering with arrogance. Below, the city hummed in usual rhythms, markets, embassies, alien songbirds calling from terrace gardens. Then the sky blinked. It wasn't thunder or fire. It was absence. Dozens of shadows appeared above the planet, too large to be dismissed as storms, too symmetrical to be natural. They didn't move with thrust or flame. They hovered. Waited. Earth's Deathworld fleet had arrived. Inside the Citadel's command tower, High Arbitrator Zaltar stared at the tactical feed. His aides whispered behind him, some praying in forgotten dialects. The fleet formed a perfect noose, each dreadnought spaced equidistant, quiet, watching. They're not transmitting anything, his tech advisor whispered. They don't have to, Zaltar muttered. Below, in the Grand Council chamber, holograms of Earth's ships reflected off polished walls. Panic had spread, but not chaos, yet. Delegates argued in 20 languages. Some demanded diplomacy. Others urged surrender. A few proposed preemptive fire. Then the central projector shifted. Rhea Solis appeared. Not a message. A live stream. She stood in the war helm of Judicator Prime, backlit by stars. Members of the Galactic Council, she said calmly, this is not a negotiation. This is your reckoning. Zaltar bared his teeth. You dare threaten the sovereign seat of... I'm not threatening, Rhea cut in. I'm fulfilling a promise. She held up May's scorched toy bunny. A single breath passed through the chamber. You murdered a child under pretense of law. You expected us to remain civil. You mistook silence for submission. The Vitherian aide trembled. What do they want? Rhea answered without being asked. You don't get to want. You get to remember. At that moment, a signal pulsed from Earth's moon. It bounced through relay satellites, off Neptune's shadow arrays, across the inner systems, and detonated over the Citadel in a data storm of terrifying precision. The Council's defense grid collapsed in under 4 seconds. Shield harmonics scrambled. Orbital guns failed. No shots fired, just systems, turned off. Powerless. On the planet below, Seraphis Prime's populace looked up and saw dozens of ships pointed down, unmoving. Silent. Judicator Prime sent a single pod down to the Citadel, sleek, black, marked with Earth's crest. It landed at the Council Tower entrance without resistance. When the hatch hissed open, Rhea Solis stepped out alone. No armor. No guards. No weapon, except the black datapad in her hand. The Council guards aimed weapons. She walked past them. None fired. In the Grand Chamber, she walked directly to the dais. Zaltar rose, but she didn't acknowledge him. Instead, she looked at the gathered delegates. "You all watched her die," she said. Some turned away. Some stayed silent. 1 or 2 applauded. She placed the datapad on the podium. It projected the execution footage. Not the broadcasted version. The full version. The moment May flinched. Her last words. The way her tiny hand clutched the barrier. Several delegates turned away, faces pale. She asked if she broke something, Rhea whispered. That was her last question. Zaltar sneered. "Are you here for vengeance?" "No," Rhea said. "I'm here for clarity." With one motion, she tapped the datapad. Above them, the Council's walls shifted, revealing Earth's dreadnoughts outside. A visual reminder of what loomed. "You have 2 options," she continued. "Dissolve the Council. Surrender the Krynith Dominion to Earth's tribunal. Or..." Her eyes lifted. "I unseal the Leviathans." A hush fell, heavier than gravity. Someone whispered, she wouldn't. Rhea looked at Zaltar. He laughed, short, bitter. "You're bluffing." Without responding, she tapped a second button. Across the fleet, sealed compartments opened. Massive, shadowed figures slithered free, biomechanical giants with living cores, designed in the last wars of Earth's forgotten age. One delegate fell to his knees. "Gods. You kept them alive." "We kept them sleeping," Rhea said. "Until you gave us a reason." The Vitherian aide stepped forward. "Please, what do you want?" Rhea stared for a long moment. "I want memory. I want history to stop lying. I want the galaxy to understand what Earth truly is." She turned to the Council. "You've mocked us. Feared us. But most dangerously, forgotten us." Rhea stepped back. "No more." Zaltar reached for a hidden pulse blade. A Leviathan landed on the Citadel roof with a tremor that shook the stars. The ceiling split open like a cracked egg, exposing the giant, glowing eyes of a creature too vast to be defined. Zaltar froze, blade half drawn. Rhea didn't flinch. "Your reign is over." The Krynith Dominion surrendered within the hour. The Council was disbanded within the week. Earth's fleet didn't fire a single shot in the final siege. Because it didn't have to. Weeks later, on a quiet beach in the Azores, Rhea stood alone, watching the waves. Judicator Prime orbited silently above. She crouched beside a small memorial stone, May's name carved in silver. "I kept my promise," she whispered. Behind her, Athena Core pinged softly in her earpiece. All units returned to orbit. Leviathan sealed. Earth has resumed planetary silence. Rhea nodded once. "Good. Let them sleep." The waves rolled in. Somewhere in the stars, the galaxy held its breath, because Earth had remembered, and now, so had they.